The International Transport Forum is a unique venue bringing together policy decision makers from transport agencies around the world, along with private companies, to cooperate and share ideas really about how to transform our transport networks.
You meet politicians, position takers, stakeholders from around the world. It's important to interact with the politician and the stakeholders to understand how they think and how they want people like us to interact, so we can take that into our considerations when we do our daily business.
When it comes to smart mobility, the International Transport Forum is the place to be, because it is the decision makers, policy drivers and influencers from around the globe who flock here once a year to discuss transportation-related challenges and how to deal with them.
We need to transform transport. And the idea that we are taking on this assignment to decarbonize the transport sector, this is something like which a couple of years we could have never imagined.
Formula E, which is an electric single-seater car, which is used to race in the biggest cities in the world.
To show these electric cars in action shows that we can move towards electric mobility. It's possible and it's necessary. So I think it's a very strong message to bring this car to this forum.
We're right now in the middle of what I describe as a transport revolution. It's a bit like the Industrial Revolution, but in the transport context. We've got new technologies coming forward, new business models, and some of those are moving further ahead than the politicians are used to. It's our chance to actually have the discussion with the politicians face to face, which you don't very often get.
We are in fact helping the city to plan their mobility solution in a way that they minimize significantly the use of this type of extensive CO2 emission solution. And we are capable to design transport system architecture so that in fact you are optimizing the use of electrical transportation means.
Transportation is growing and we all know that we have to do something about it. The pedestrians and the bikers, they take over the cities and in the modern world. And of course PDV plans and optimize and models the modern city, inclusive pedestrians and bikers.
One of the big issues in the next years will be that we have to rethink regarding urban mobility. Urban mobility in the past was much more related to motorized vehicles. I think the share of pedestrians and cyclists on the road should increase.
Of course, Holland, we're cycling a lot. We even have more bicycles than inhabitants. But there are more in other countries. There's a lot of work to do still.
You are not going to succeed if you're just looking at the very specific transport issues without looking at the ecosystem in which these policies take place. So the fact that they are trying to connect the dots with many other policy areas give us confidence that something good is going to come out.
I have to say I was very impressed. Everybody had a voice. So you had the pedestrians, you had the bicyclists, you had the rail, you had the aircraft representatives. There was a lot of dialogue. You could hear about best practice solutions. I was very impressed at the large quantities of the countries who sent their ministers here. So definitely I think this is an excellent forum with all the stakeholders at the table where we can really reach a lot of people.